Swipe left, swipe right. That simple, that fast. Are we really looking for love or just validation? Real connection or distraction? Dating apps have convinced us that love is just swipe away. But at what cost? Hi, I'm Francesca, and welcome to Franny in Data, a space where we talked about healthy habits guided by tech and AI and how they influence in our lives and our behavior, but also about those things we rarely talked about. Okay, controversial topic. I know more than one person might call it out, but honestly, I don't mind. I just want us to reflect. We listen, we don't judge. So, yes, today we're talking about dating apps. Mhm. About how we went from meeting people at a cafe, at a class, or just living life to sweeping on a screen. And the weird thing isn't just the method, it's how that method is reshaping the way we feel, choosing, reject, and get frustrated. We complain that dating apps are full of weirdos, that no one wants anything serious, that it's all superficial. But let's be honest, we're playing the same game too. We choose from the comfort of a human catalog, and often what we're really looking for isn't love, it's validation, it's distraction, it's a quick fix for the void. Before everything went digital, relationships came from shared experiences. A random conversation in a coffee shop, for example, a spinning class, a friend's introduction, or even eye contact across a party. There was tense, context, body language. There was presence. I'm not here to romanticize the past. It wasn't perfect either. But there was more organic narrative, time, conversation, attention. They mattered. Things weren't instant. And maybe that's why they felt more valuable. And if we look at it from a slightly more technical point of view, these algorithms work as recommendation systems just like Netflix or Spotify. They analyze your behavior, how long you pause on a profile, what kind of people you swipe on, the time of day you use the app, whether you message first or wait. With that data, they train models to predict which profiles are most likely to get you engaged, stay active, or come back after a ghosting. All of this gets measured, segmented, and optimized. Not so you find love, but so you don't leave the app because your attention is the product. You're not freely choosing profiles. You're responding to a curated feed built to maximize your swipe time. That's how it works. But still, you're the one choosing to play the game. And here's where things get even more uncomfortable. When you scroll through dozens or hundreds of profiles, connection becomes transactional. We stop seeing people and start seeing options, a catalog, names, photos, short bios. Anything that doesn't meet our instant expectations gets discarded quickly, effortlessly, without context. And it doesn't just affect how we see others, it changes how we present ourselves. Because if you know you're being chosen among hundreds, you start thinking, how do I stand out? That's when we step into performance game. We show off what's most attractive, what's most desirable. We market ourselves, literally. And now comes the real question. Why do we even open these apps? Maybe it's boredom, ego, anxiety, loneliness. Maybe someone left you on the road. Maybe you do want something serious. But meanwhile, swipe becomes a habit. And that's not a judgment, it's just an observation. Because these apps don't just become a space to look for a connection, they become entertainment, quick rewards, dopamine wrapped in digital validation. By the way, if you haven't seen my video on dopamine detox, go check that out. Let's continue. Sometimes we don't want to meet anyone. We just want to feel like we could, that someone chooses us, that we are still desirable, which honestly says a lot about how little we value or care for ourselves. Because if this apps gives us what we refuse to give ourselves, something's off. So how do we reclaim authentic connection? First, by becoming aware of how these platforms work and how we work within them. Realizing that love won't always be instant or perfectly filtered to match our preferences. Real connection takes time, presence, and sometimes discomfort. Second, by allowing ourselves to meet others without the catalog mindset, with curiosity, with openness, in spaces where not everything is mediated by an algorithm trying to predict our desires. And finally, remember that love is not consumption. That human connection is not a transaction. Maybe the problem isn't using apps to meet people. Maybe it's using them without awareness, without pause, without asking deeper questions. In the endless swipe cycle, with profiles lasting less than 2 seconds on our screen, we forget there's a human behind it, someone with a story, with wounds, with expectation and fears, just like you. We've distorted the concept of connection to the point that we're projecting more than we're relating. And here's the thing, in these apps, everyone plays their best cards. Our photos and bios don't show who we are, they show what we think we are, or worse, what we want others to believe. To be honest, if our best friends saw our profile, they'd probably say, that's not really you. And obviously, that has consequences. We've also lost something essential, the surprise factor. The awe of someone entering our life unexpectedly, without filters or control. That magic that only arises when you are not looking and suddenly something happens. So beautiful. So, next time you open a dating app, ask yourself, what am I really looking for? Am I truly open to connect or just trying to fill a space? Because in the end, the real algorithm of love isn't in the app, it's in us, in how we choose, in what we expect, in how much we're willing to hold. We usually like to blame tech. We say that dating is now shallow, fast, transactional. But let's be honest, tech didn't create this, it just revealed it. It amplified behaviors that were already in motion. What's tricky is that people are placing their hopes, even their emotional future, in the hands of an app, waiting for the perfect match to appear magically while scrolling from the couch. But what about action? Where's the real intention? We demand emotional responsibility while having 5 matches active, 2 dates scheduled, and 5 more on hold. Don't get me wrong, it's not about criticizing anyone, but we must take responsibility because otherwise we just keep outsourcing our emptiness. And all of this happens in a system that knows exactly how to keep you hooked. Algorithms don't show you just anyone, they show you who's most likely to keep you inside. They track your behavior, how long you hesitate, which photos make you stay, which profiles make you come back. They're not helping you find love, they're helping you never close the app. That's the reality. So next time you open one, just pause and ask, what am I really looking for? Seriously. Because again, the algorithm of love isn't in your phone, it's in how present you are with your own choices. Well, we've reached the end. I hope you liked this video, and if this topic has made you think or reflect, I invite you to subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with someone you think made it useful. See you in the next video, and remember, there are things the algorithm can't predict, like a real connection. Bye bye.